It is now. So if you want to pose for the camera. So for today's pre-class, you guys will need graph paper. Alright, Tandy. For today's pre-class, you will need graph paper. So I'll come around and give you a sheet. Make sure that this stays with your pre-class worksheet. Do not lose this graph paper sheet because I will not give you another one.
Why not?
Because I'm running low on supplies.
Oh, why is the tendency to lose it?
Well, today is the day you learn to not have that tendency.
I wasn't here Friday.
Okay. Cindy, so for this one, if you don't remember how to do rotations, I gave you some notes. So when we did vocabulary, on the back side of the vocabulary for 4.3, I gave you some notes. Derek, where are these notes at? Do you know where the notes are at? Where they at? In your book. Elijah, do you know where they're at?
I just got here.
Okay, well, I hear you laughing too, so I was just wondering. So, on the worksheet, vocabulary 4.3, on the back side of it, right here, it says coordinate rules for rotation. That's what you're going to use for this pre-class, okay? So, I showed you guys two ways of doing this. There's the rules that are on the back of these notes, the back side. On the other side, that one? Middle of the paper, yeah. There's two ways to do it. So you can either use the rules, that's like a formula. You plug in the numbers and you get something out of it. Or you can rotate your paper, which is what I showed you with the projector last class.
Mr. Flores, I don't think that counterclockwise is spelled together.
I'm pretty sure it is.
It is?
Why am I doing your recording? What? I'm recording the peoples. The peoples and my interactions with the peoples.
Okay.
Oh, so I got a tripod for my phone. Are you asking? Oh, the sticker. Sorry, my bad. I heard what's a stick and I was like, the tripod. It's a puffer. You know what gold puff is? Okay, that's a sticker. Gold puff. Yeah. I don't work for Gold Puff. I bought stuff from Gold Puff and therefore I got a sticker from it. I don't have any on it. What's that? The gaming? Okay, so let's go over this together.
Wait, I didn't get graph paper.
You didn't let me get you one, right?
Wait, look, Mr. Flores.
That's not my last name.
I mean, Mr. Flores.
What did she say?
Mr. Flores.
It's gonna get stuck in my head, Mr. Flores.
You don't have to grade the ID.
What?
Mr. Flores.
Dana, what's my rapper name?
Money Don.
Money Don.
Money what?
Corny.
I didn't come up with it. They did.
Please don't use
It's Big Money Don.
Wait, so is your phone recording right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you sure it's recording still?
Yeah,
Do you have
that's
enough
it.
storage?
Now, there's two ways to do this. There's the one way that takes more time and effort. If I can find my... Alright, so, I have my graph paper, right? So let's plot the point 4, 2 on it. I go 4 to the right, 2 up. Okay? So there's my point 4, 2. Now, what am I being told to do with this point?
Rotate it 90 degrees.
Which direction?
To the left?
Oh,
No, to the
I think I
to the
did it
left.
wrong.
Counterclockwise, which means which
To
direction?
the left?
To the left, right. So let's make that notation up here.
I think I did it wrong.
So we're gonna rotate it this way. Okay?
Oh, no, I didn't.
So if I have my point here and I rotate my paper to the left, right? This is what my point should look like. So in order to figure out what coordinates that point is, let's assume for a second that this line turned into our x-axis and this line turned into our y-axis. So what are the coordinates of this new point? Somebody turn your paper around and tell me what the coordinates of this new point would be.
I had.
I got it.
-4, 2.
Negative
2,
4, 2. Not quite.
Negative 2, 4.
Negative 2, 4. Right. So again, we have our paper this way, and we're turning it to the left by 90 degrees. So if we look, we gotta go 2 to the left and 4 up. And what is that again, Sadina? negative 2, 4, right? So we need the point negative 2, 4. Okay, now, let's take our paper, right, and come back to our original position, and let's graph the new point. Okay? So if we graph the new point, we go negative 2, 4 up. And this is P1 prime. Now, did that seem like too much work?
No.
No, do you guys actually like rotating the paper, finding out the new coordinate, and then graphing the new point?
It's
I
okay.
did that.
Okay, well, so here's the other thing we could do, right? So in the notes that I gave you, there's some rules to doing this. So when we work with 90 degrees, rotation in the 90 degrees, right? We have the coordinates AB.
Ah, farted.
Nobody farted.
Okay.
Okay, so when we're doing rotation in 90 degrees. Nice. Can you stop playing with
I have a question.
that? Question, I hear question.
So what is this rotating the other way?
So if you're rotating it the other way, right? So if we're rotating 90 degrees this way, it's the same as if we're rotating 270 counterclockwise.
Oh, so it's just
Right, so either way you can still use these rules. You might just have to do instead of 90, 270 to get to the same spot. I'll show you what I mean by that. Okay, so
What you mean by that?
if you don't like using that method that I just showed, right, where you do the point, rotate it, figure out the new coordinates, you can just use this formula, this equation right here, okay? So if you have a point, and what was the coordinates of point P1?
4,2.
4, 2, right? So all we're doing is applying some transformation, right? So we're gonna change the numbers around. So we're gonna end up with 2 and 4, and we gotta make B negative, right?
Negative 2.
So it's gonna be negative 2, correct? And isn't that the same thing as what we did when we flipped the picture?
That's what I did.
Yes, sir.
Exactly, it's the same thing. Personally, I like this method better because I like plugging in numbers and getting something out. This method involves me drawing, turning a picture, counting new steps, coming back, and then plotting the point. I personally think that it's more work. I think that's a lot easier to do. But if you prefer to turn the picture and do all those steps, then that's perfectly fine. Whatever works best for you. All right. When we do 180, what is the rule for 180? People who have
make it
their
a
notes-
negative.
Negative 8, negative B.
Correct. We just make both of the numbers negative. We don't change anything. We just make them both negative, right? So if our point is 6, 0,
It'll be negative 6, comma 0.
negative 6, comma 0. Because is there such a thing as negative 0?
No.
No.
No, sir.
Is there? Is there positive 0?
Wait, so it's gonna be on their side.
Correct. So it's going to be on the other side, right? So how do we graph it? Which way am I going? Right, so I'm going to move this point this way. And where am I going to go? Give me the coordinates. So those are the coordinates for a new point. How do I graph that?
So we go from the word
Yeah?
and go to the left.
I go to the left 6 spots, right? And I believe it's this.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's P2 prime. And notice, right, if we're doing 180, yes, Yanni's doing a great example of 180. So if you're looking this way and I turn 180 degrees, which way am I facing?
To the back.
It's kind of like reflecting it.
Correct. It's very similar to reflecting, right? Because 180 is just the complete opposite. So it's very similar. If you're doing points, it's basically reflection. When you're doing figures, it's not going to be quite the same. But, so we went from 6, 0 to negative 6. Okay, 0. Okay, so we got our new point. If there are no questions with this, can I get somebody to help me pass some papers out? Chani and Nigel, you want to help me out? It's the same paper. I don't know if you guys are going to fight over passing out the same paper. That's why I told you. Just make sure everybody gets one and I'll take the extras.
You're not going to accept an apology? You wanted to say sorry.
It didn't really affect me. It was funny to me.
It was funny to everybody.
All right, Nigel.
Oh, thank you, Initiative.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, this is the
Get
okay.
out.
On side A, you guys are working on problems through 2 through 6.
Through. We're working on problem
2 through 6 and number 8. Okay, so I want you guys to give those an attempt on your own. You shouldn't need additional graph paper, but if you do, let me know. And we are on side A. Side A, not side B.
Mr.
Side
Flores.
Okay.
Mr. Flores.
Okay, take a few minutes, work on those. Whatever you guys don't finish will be homework.
Spill the water on me now? This be funny.
I got personal chauffeur. Her name is Bob.
You wanna try this again, Danisha?
Mom be at work.
Oh my God, dude.
Look, Miss Waldo, you cleared up.
My mom go to work at 7. Cuts off at like 5.
You're working like 29.
She's trying.
Whatever.
Tyler, remember the Ultimate 3 in my house? 3 kids, the dogs, 3 dogs.
But now you have more than 3 dollars.
Yeah, but now we have. Can I cut it like this, and then like this, and like that?
When you do that, you're thinking about reflectional symmetry. And this is rotational symmetry, so they're different.
First of all,
So check your notes. The stuff that we talked about on Friday with the vocabulary, it talks about what rotational symmetry is. So it's different than reflectional symmetry.
Mr. Flores.
That is my
Shit.
I said.
Cindy, you guys can start packing up and getting yourselves together. So make sure you take that worksheet home. Before you guys start moving, make sure you take that worksheet home with you. Finish that up for homework. So I need somebody to collect folders, and you guys can start getting your stuff, okay?
Can I go get my stuff and money out there?
Yes, you can. She over here looking at her tummy. You're her target next.
That big. That big, you sit on like
Today.
and a
Your area has to be cleaned up. Your chair has to be up. For those of you not listening, I hope it doesn't pertain to you. In order to leave today, your area has to be cleaned up. Your chair has to be up.
yeah, that's why I said that. Like,
Can someone do me a favor? One of the Spanish books is over on that desk over there. Can you take it back to Savannah?
good you. What?
What do you want to do that you don't want to capture them video?
What is